first reason is that if you slow your videos down, you're starting to go to the horn here, at this spot, you're looking at the barrel, and you're kind of doing some shit here, but your horse actually are doing this. So when they're doing this, now they're coming over here and doing this.
Yes.
It starts by, again, is the easy, and I'm trying to get everything to here. I want hip pass, remember the square, hip pass, right here is also hip pass, right here is also hip pass, then I make the turn to here. So you get yourself in a bind to begin with, is that you haven't done your job to get your horse up in the pocket. Here. If you are too chicken to ride far enough to get to here, you're going to get this, and then you're going to get a little bit of this. It starts right there. And that's what I'm also saying is why we're doing the easy, because we're taking a hold of our horse a little bit, and I don't want it to upset him. And I'm going easy. I'm taking a hold of my horse. I don't want it to upset him. I want him to be able to move through the bridle so I can help him. Outside rein, over here. I'm going to do it way early, easy. Get collection so I can help him here. Stay soft. See, I'm staying away from that barrel there. Again, remember the peg and string. We're 6 foot. Don't let the tape measure get to 5 foot. Don't let it get to 7 foot, especially in your slow work. And it's around 90 degrees so that shoulder looks after itself. Now, okay, here's some after all that bullshit. A lot of times, like I will, I'm gonna, when I'm cantering my circles, like I like to brag about, and I'm coming around and I'm done. Well, now, I'm gonna practice, I'm coming to this barrel. I'm getting over here, easy. And I'm going to sit here and rub on them, unsaddle, take my boots off. I do a ton of that on any of these. I might, then let's just say I've had my Coke, then I'm going to go over here. Now the first move, which I just did the wrong one, is forward. So I'm going to go forward a step, then make my up and around, as Cassie would always say, up and around, up. Don't make that first move at the barrel. Easy. See how I'm crawling forward? That might be my barrel work for the day, is stopping and resting at my spots that are crucial. Again, up and forward. Even if I'm kind of break my peg and string, I want him to go up and forward. And odd time, move the hip in. Every 3rd day or 10th day, make sure you can move the hips in, because there's nothing I hate worse than a horse flipping his hip on the backside and losing his lead. So mine are a little too carried away with it. So here we go. So right here. So he kind of stopped, and that's fine, because I use the word easy. might move my hip in. See how I'm starting to get that little bit of smooch? Okay? So that's the other thing that keeps these horses honest is I sit at my spots. I'm not scared to waste my time because I want them to know I might take my boots off there. Like I said, unsaddle, whatever barrel was my worst barrel, after all that, I'm going to pick my worst one and unsaddle there. And then when I get a little bit here, just a little bit outside rein, make them step over, outside foot, and let them out. Okay? Walk around a little bit. Stop. Pull the head around. Back of the saddle so he bumps the saddle. He knows that he's got to get soft. My inside spur is doing all the work. No outside spur. I want him to try and kiss his tail. So when shit kind of gets shitty, isn't working, you stop and you do this exercise. And I'll show you a little something here. So you stop, pull that head around. A spur is rolling up his rib cage, trying to get him soft. Feet make your hands soft. Very kind. The farther he goes that way, the farther my hand goes around behind the saddle. Where he can get a little bit. Now right here, watch me put my outside rein on and make him cross over just for shits and giggles. Just a step or two and then out. So I can start teaching him, I'm going to do it the other way here, that when we go here, like stay off the barrel, I'm riding, and then when that outside rein hits, then he fucking finishes the turn and goes forward. Balance him with the outside rein. Got to stick an outside foot in him. Get soft on your inside. Still a little bit soft. There you go, a little bit soft. Keep them in lead, so I'm pushing on the hips around here, working on softness, left shoulder in. Okay, that's shoulder in, now shoulder out. And I can go shoulder out. Okay. Leave them alone for a bit, but even though we're walking around, you're on a circle, learn how to look where you're going, keep your body on the circle. Okay, and then do the trot. This horse can be a lot more disciplined with his mouth. He's pretty, for the amount of riding that you do and the knowledge that you have, this horse should be way, way softer. And then you move his hip in and trot a little bit. Move it out. is still my daily routine on my horses. So there's the pinwheel right there because he went to leave the circle. See how I'm leaving him loose. Now he needs to see how he's headed over there. So he's got to come through the middle. Now another part of this that you need to get good at is I want him to look in and be soft. Look in, even on my daily routine. Happens daily. Inside rein, past your hip bone, and I'm just supporting the outside a little bit, but I'm not asking for 2 reins right now. Later I will. This is 2 reins. But right now I'm just working on one side at a time. So I'm just kind of supporting the outside a little bit, but I'm not pulling on it. Because I want to work just on the inside of the mouth. Inside of the mouth. It's soft. Do it over and over and over. Until he'll hold his head like this on his own.
Okay.
He just flips it out like he's going to go. Constantly right here. Okay. So let's say that gets really good. All right. At the end, I'm going to go lean ahead, and I'm going to clock. Clock. Easy. Clock once every 10 steps. Clock. Then I'm going to come through here, sit down, pull my reins back, and say easy. Easy. But I want it to stay in a canter. So I just pat him a little bit, squeeze him into the canter again, and just kind of said thanks for trying. And we'll go around here again. Clock. Because, and with your horses probably not so much, but when I'm training one that I know nothing about, the chances, especially on this barrel and that barrel, they might want to be long. Long. So when I say easy, I need them to go, oh, okay. So in my training, I'm always, in my slow work, this would be what I would call the transition spot. And when I'm teaching Annabelle, I'm telling her, do it way soon. So don't like do it as if we're in a competition and do it right here, because you're going to be struggling with this when they don't, and then you're going to need to do that. Okay? So just do it way sooner. So if I was going to this 3rd barrel and my flow, I'm going to start right here. Say, come back to me, easy, and the word is easy. So when I come into that transition, and that's the other thing we need to get going, is these horses coming around that barrel, leaving that barrel, when I smooch, he should have tried to run out from underneath me. You have to stick that in there too. Reason being, again, if you get that going, you'll start to see it, even in your slow work. When you're coming around here, you're going to start to see their footwork start to get ready, because they know you're going to see them get ready to take off, just because you've started to smooch. But your horses are just lazily, or this horse is just lazily, he should be a little bit on the backside, like, and that helps whatever comes before, is what I'm trying to say. The better you get the finish, the better it will help you in the middle part or even the beginning part, because they're starting to get ready for the finish and gather up. Okay? So that needs to be better. So it's not that difficult. Just like I said, this needs to be really soft, 90 degrees, and move that hip in, and just a step or two to begin with. You got months and months to get better and better and better. As I'm going to go this way now, down on the wall, and I'm going to get that head in 90 degrees. See, especially going to the left, he kind of gives me the middle finger, and then right here, and I got just a little movement, and that's good. I got months and months to get this better, because you can really upset it. So that, how to getting just that right there, there are two moves right there to where they're a lot more supple in their body and in their neck. Again, because if you get them in, and even because here's the thing, that as you get, this is what the normal person does when they come up to when they want to turn the barrel. They're coming up there and they're going like this. Well, what did that just do? It just threw this horse's shoulder in and threw his hip out. I want to have good enough control of the shoulders and hips to where when I come in here, over time, when I ride, I can ride a little augmented and having this knee and this ankle pushing on the shoulder a little bit, and this outside foot holding that hip from leaning down the arena. So my only job would be is to just go like this and ride and get to my spot, and then here I'm pulling that rein back past my hip bone. See what's happening there? It holds the shoulder up. If I can take that head, if I can get that head to come in, this shoulder will kind of look after itself. Not that you might have to do some other little things here, but it'll help, because it's a lot better than this. Here's the opposite. You do not want that. And even that sucks, because it tends to get that. But if you can exaggerate that, get that, ooh, it'll save a lot of just around, and with speed and riding, and you'll get, and that's on all your barrels. So that's basically what you need. Hip control, neck control, and a smooch off the barrel. And then for me, in my slow work, again, just to remind you, don't be scared to do anything early. So here's the other part that needs to happen in the slow work. This is how I work, even if I'm not teaching, and I'm doing it myself. In here, I'm easy, I'm pushing with I'm still pushing, but I'm pulling so I can try and get the ass end coming up underneath, but raise the front end up, right? And that's what, by saying easy, it's even, so let's say I've turned that barrel, like I might be over here, and I'm going to start easy, but I'm still pushing. I want him to be climbing with his hindquarters, trying to get up underneath himself, and this to raise up. So easy, okay? Now, an exercise for that needs to get better probably, that probably would